Welcome back. As you can see, got the supercharger, chiller, and everything off, which I was going to take it down to this anyways to replace these gaskets and everything. Ran into a couple problems taking it off. Well, not taking it off, but ran into some problems. So good thing I took it off. So I'll show you what I got here. So after the last video, by myself, I took off the carbs and the linkage and everything. Took the blower off, just moved the toolbox close to the boat, and I was able to swing it around and put it over there by myself. But once I got the blower off, I noticed that the chiller was sucked in a little bit. So I don't have that here with me. I already have it dropped off. I'm trying to get a copper nickel, which is a copper nickel core made for it. I call it Whipple. They only make it for their manifolds. Nobody makes a copper nickel core for the blower shop chillers anymore. You can only get the aluminum one. So I'm trying to get one fabbed up here locally. If not, I'm just gonna have to buy an aluminum one and go from there. No, not a big deal. But once I was taking the chiller off, I didn't notice this at first, but because I didn't take the gasket off. But once I took off this gasket on the top, all these little dead spaces here had a little bit of oil in them. A little bit of fuel too, but some oil in there. So I was like, oh man. So obviously not a good thing from up above. The only place it could come from is the blower. So looking at it, had some oil on the lobes and stuff. So one of the seals, the front seal, took a dump. So I'm actually headed to California here in a couple hours to drop this off. So I'll be in California this weekend, dropping this off to get rebuilt, and then working on the core in the meantime. And then once I took everything else apart, before I found that oil on the top of the chiller manifold, I had already taken my spark plugs out, and they had a little bit of a sheen to them. Like, oh great, now I got oil coming from somewhere, because again, remember, I didn't know it was coming from the blower yet. So I did a compression check on the engine. Everything's good on the engine. Compression check passed. Everything was good. So then I was just kind of irritated because I didn't know where it was. And then the next morning when I went to go drop the core off, I took off that gasket and found the oil. So obviously that's where my oil is coming from. So yeah, anyways, working on the chiller, doing that, leaving in a few hours to drop this guy off on Valentine's Day. My wife's super excited about that. So I'm gonna take her to the beach. Nice dinner though. So all right, got my sweet little baby angel all tucked in, ready to go to California. All right, well, it's time to get Scarlett all put back together. So I think I got everything ready to go. I've been doing a lot of cleaning behind the scenes, waiting on parts, getting stuff rebuilt and things like that. So I'll go over a few things before I start putting everything back together. Number one being a diverter problem. I'll just start off with saying I'm an idiot. And I was an idiot not once, but twice. So I sent this back to Tim at Place Diverter because I knew I was messing something up. I did something wrong, or there was something wrong with the part, which I thought it was me, to be honest. So what happened was these side pins right here, and the one that's hiding underneath here, on the outside, they don't get any bushing, like the top and bottom pins. The side doesn't get any bushings, but it gets a short bushing, and you can see them from the inside. So my dumbass, when I originally put this together and when I changed out the double seal, I completely missed that and spaced it and didn't put those inner bushings in for these pins. So it wasn't holding up against the double seal correctly. So I had a little bit of a play in there. You couldn't really tell. I couldn't really tell when they first when Place Diverter first looked at it. They couldn't tell. They called me back saying we don't know what's going on. It's, you know, they couldn't find the issue. And then about 3 days later they called me back and said forgot the nye liners that go in there. So that's on me. That's all my bad. Well, you can give me shit about that because all me. No one else to blame but me. So hopefully now, truck going by, sorry. So hopefully now I don't have the leak. I don't have all the crazy spray back from the diverter messing up the back of the engine. So other than that, I'll go over a couple other things. I finally got my umbrella mount powder coated. Got my little alternator buckle done. Got this fancy scoop hold down from Superior Billet. They make singles, but I had them custom make a double one for me with a support in the center. They should work out a lot better than the piece of crap that I had on there before, which I don't even know, I might have already thrown it away. All I had was square tubing on before that. Actually, no, I don't know. I probably already threw it away. It was just square tubing. So now I got a proper scoop hold down. I probably won't put this on quite yet. This is a new box mount for my ignition and start switch and kill switch and stuff. So everything else, like I said, is mostly cleaning that I've been doing, buffing all the water spots off the valve covers from the diverter. That was a problem. Got my blower back that was rebuilt, and yeah, I'll show you all the individual pieces that I got, and like I said, ready to go back together. So I'll be doing that over the next week or so. Scarlett is back on the trailer as well, so I need to get that all wired up, added a bunch of side marker lights and stuff. So hopefully, I'm hoping 2-3 weeks, get everything back up and running and go and lake test before I go out to Yuma. So don't want to rush it and screw anything else up because I'm good at that. So yeah, so I'll go over everything with you guys. It's just parts galore laying around here. Here's the new chiller core. I'm gonna have to go and the fittings to go for it because I got to go to a dual inlet, dual outlet. Unlike my other one, it was a single inlet, dual outlet. So got an adapter to go off the sand strainer and all the fittings and stuff I might need. I already showed you guys this stuff. Just had it powder coated by Ron Baker here in town in Phoenix. You guys have already seen this. This is all the HTP stuff. Everything's gonna go on. The ride plate might be a little bit till I go on because I still got to drill the hole for the pickup for the cooler. More parts just floating around. HTP straight snoot is gonna go on. All the exterior parts and stuff for the engine, everything. I've just been cleaning it up with everything. New fuel hose that I'm gonna replace. Chiller manifold. And then the blower got rebuilt by Martin Superchargers in California. It just needed new seals and gaskets all around to fix the leak that was happening with that. This was my go-to to get all the water spots off, this Meguiar's and some drill buffing pads. Got all the water spots off for the most part. Look at how shiny those valve covers are now. But yeah, just been doing a lot of cleaning with this, getting it all shiny and looking good again. Changed out the oil in the Jetaway and changed out the 2 plugs on it because the brass one right there that you see on the side, that was stripped out. So yeah, just been doing a lot of cleaning. So now it's time to get this baby back up and start building it. Time to put the chiller back together. All right, let's see. We got gaskets going on. Now the fun part, doing this alone. Trying to get in the boat without busting my ass here. All right. Slowly coming back together. I'm hoping the water test here in a couple weeks. I'm waiting on a gasket in between the blower and carb adapter because I bought the wrong one. So that should be in this week. Gotta get a new sand filter for the pre-filter before this chiller. So hopefully that'll be here by the end of the week. Already did a bunch of the accessories. And then still got to wire up the trailer and build the side panels for the trailer. But I'm hoping to have the majority of the engine back together here by the end of the week. All right, got that back together. I just did it off camera, save you the boring part. Basically, just took the breathers off, torqued down the chiller, and now camera's back on so you can watch me struggle getting this by myself. I got it off pretty easy, but you know how that goes. It's always worse going back on with stuff. Let me make sure we're nice and clean and good to go here. Oh, as you watch me freaking almost tip this thing over. All right. All right. Let's see how this goes. Like I said, came off nice and easy, but that's the easy part. So let's see if I can drop this for you guys, or not drop this for you guys on camera. Hey, look at that. First go around, and the only time I almost dropped it was on the bench, tilting it up. Can't put the carbs on yet because I bought the wrong gasket. I think I said that earlier. Brought the wrong gasket that goes in between here and the blower, so that should be in here hopefully in the next couple days. But at least now I can start getting some more stuff done to this. But I think that's it for now. So we're coming together. Oh, I don't think I've shown you. I got new headers for this guy. So I got some new, I guess, get up here so the camera can see me. Got some new stepped stainless steel headers, and I had them Cerakoted in the high temp Cerakote black. So those are going to be really awesome. So those will look really good. And I don't have to worry about any rusting anymore. And they should last damn near forever, minus getting them recoated every once in a while. So those are going on. They're gonna be badass. So last night after work, got to work on this for about an hour and a half. Got the breather stuff back on, got the distributor and plugs back on, fuel pressure regulator, got the front of the blower belt all put on, got the sand strainer go on, even cleaned up the old Unicorn. Still waiting on a new filter for the sand strainer. Got the new hoses hooked up from the strainer, since I'm 2 in now instead of just 1, but making some progress. Gonna take a little break. I'm still waiting again on the sand strainer. I can't talk this morning. Still waiting on the gasket in between the blower and the carb adapter. So gonna take a break from the engine right now because I got to change the fuel lines too and the fuel filter, but I'm gonna do that when I can keep the garage open for the fumes, so I'm not working in it later because I work right over there. So don't want to be smelling that all day with the garage closed. So right now, gonna start getting this pump back together. All right, had another successful wrenching on the boat. Got the gasket for the carb adapter to the blower. Got the carbs on, fuel lines done. That's it on the engine. I'm still waiting to do those fuel hoses here when I can open up the garage for a while. Now, instead of bolts for these, I'm going to be using the HTP titanium stud kits. Nice little kit. These are 2 kits since I'm double drilled here, but they're all titanium. It's got a Allen head at the end to get them in there. Titanium washers and nuts, and they're really nice little kits. All the HTP stuff too, you can buy directly from their website, or if you want to support the channel, my sister group, azjetboats.com, we sell all the HTP stuff as we're a dealer as well. So if you want to support the channel, we have all the stud kits on there. We have the HTP adjustable wedge, HTP snoot, pretty much everything that comes from HTP we are a dealer for. So again, support the channel please, azjetboats.com or directly from HTP. So let's get these bad boys on. I'm a big fan of anti-seize on everything too, because anything that's going into aluminum and water, it builds up really good. So always use anti-seize on everything. It's easier to take off later on in the process. Got all the studs in, and this is really where the studs shine over just regular bolts. You can put them in there, leave them in there, and then you don't have to try to hold everything up there and get a bolt in there and line it up. And later on, I'm gonna have the sandwich plate in here as well. So just with the stud kit, it makes it so much easier. So you don't have to try to hold everything while you're trying to get all the bolts in and everything like that. So later on, like I said, gonna have multiple pieces on here, plus the droop on there, or the snoot. So you're trying to hold, 4 different pieces together and trying to get the bolts through. So this is definitely where the studs shine and are worth the extra couple pennies that it costs to do it over bolts. I tried showing this in one of the previous videos on the teardown video, but it didn't show up very good. But basically what I was talking about, this starts necking down a little bit sooner on these. This is a cast part, so I'm guessing because of the thickness, it's not as strong as the billet stuff, so they gotta make it thicker. So basically the HTP one, I'll pull it off really quick and show you, but this necks down a little bit quicker, creates a little bit of shoulder. It's a nice smooth transition. It's not a rough shoulder, so that's nice, but I'll show you the difference with the HTP one. All right, so here's the HTP one. It's just a nice taper all the way down. It doesn't have that shoulder. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody runs those droops. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just showing you the difference between the two. So I wanted to give this a try, see how I like it, and see if the straight makes any difference. I know a lot of the tunnel guys run the straights, because their stuff sits a little bit lower in the water, but we'll see how it goes. See if it affects the low speed steering too much, but I'm sure it'll work just fine. The pump's now fully done, ready to go. I get a lot of questions in our AZ Jet Boats Facebook group about this spring. Basically, I don't like running the latch style or the locking handles for the forward or reverse. So this, I can just put it in reverse and I can just let go of the handle and it pops back up. So that's the reason for the spring. I get a lot of questions about that one. Not my idea, I can't claim that one, but a good buddy of mine told me about it. So yeah, it just makes it so I don't have to worry about it moving the handle. I can just let go of the handle and it flips up. But yeah, pump's all done. And this is exactly why you run a fuel filter. Just random stuff coming out of the tank before the fuel pump. So today's project is changing out fuel lines, swapping out fuel lines. I'm replacing it with a little bit heavier duty stuff from, I got this from Speedway, because some of my fuel lines, well, all of my fuel lines have a little bit of cracks in them. And so I want to get them replaced before I have a full rupture. So doing from the tanks to the T to the fuel filter to the fuel pump. So all my water lines are made of the same stuff, and I'm not having any issues with the water lines, but the fuel lines starting to crack. So that's today's project, is to get all those done. After I took the fitting off, opened it up a little bit just to see how far the cracking went. It went through fully the outer portion, made it to the braid center, but it wasn't cracking into the inner portion yet, but it was all the way through that outer portion. So good thing I'm swapping these out. Doing a leak check of everything. Got it hooked up to the hose. Max I could get right now is 3 psi, but so far so good. All right, I got everything basically done, doing a water check before the water, hoping to go to the lake on Sunday. So everything's going good. All my replumbing and taking everything off. I have no leaks in the boat, so hopefully Sunday, go put her on the water. All right, she starts right up.